Welcome back. In this video, we're stepping back on board a Singapore Airlines Boeing 777-300ER in business class. But we're nowhere near Singapore. Today, we're in Germany. This is one of a handful of Fifth Freedom routes, and we're in Frankfurt on our way to New York's JFK Airport. Singapore Airlines is routinely ranked as one of the best airlines in the world, and it's one of our favorites. We'll share the entire experience from check-in, the business class lounges, and the onboard experience, including the seat, food, and service. So join us today and see what makes this airline stand out, and why you may want to consider this unexpected route when traveling between the United States and Europe. Welcome to Travel at Random. We're Trevor and Ryan. This channel started out of a love of travel. We're here to share unbiased and self-funded trip reports, hotel and flight reviews, and travel advice. We hope we inspire your next getaway. We have dozens of videos, so for even more content, check out the playlist in the description and browse the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content. Thank you for watching. Now, let's head to the terminal. Today's flight is departing from Frankfurt Airport, airport code FRA. This is the busiest airport in Germany and the 6th busiest in Europe, serving just over 63 million passengers in 2025. Frankfurt is a main hub for Lufthansa, Singapore Airlines Star Alliance partner. Frankfurt Airport is less than 8 miles from the city center and is well connected via high-speed and commuter rail, as well as the Autobahn. We're actually starting our day off in the Square, the largest office building in Germany, which looks like a cruise ship stranded on land. There are 4 hotels here: the Hilton, Hilton Garden Inn, Marriott, and Sheraton. The Square is connected to Terminal 1 via a pedestrian bridge and sits on top of the train stations. We did a quick video on this Hilton hotel a few weeks ago. If you're interested in that, we'll leave a link in the description. Singapore Airlines operates out of Terminal 1, where most of Lufthansa's Star Alliance partners are located. Singapore uses shared check-in desks located in Hall C at counter 704 to 710, in Zone 16, just inside Door 7. There are also several fast bag drops. The closest is Zone 15. These desks are used by different carriers throughout the day and change over to Singapore for their 2 morning flights. Singapore Airlines opens their check-in desk 3 hours prior to departure. There's a dedicated line for first class, business, premium economy, and economy passengers. Business class tickets include 2 checked bags up to 70 pounds or 32 kilos each. If you have higher status, you get additional bags. We quickly dropped our bags and headed to security. There are Star Alliance Gold Track security lanes for first, business, and premium economy passengers, and we sped through this on a weekday morning around 6:30 a.m. There were only 2 passport control desks open, but there was 0 line, so again, this was very quick. Singapore Airlines business class passengers are able to use either the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge or the Lufthansa Business Class Lounge. If you are flying first class, you can also use the Lufthansa Senator Lounge. We had time to check out both lounges this morning, so let's head over to the Maple Leaf Lounge first. The Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge is open from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. Entrance is allowed 3 hours before departure. This lounge is located in Concourse B, just up the escalator across from gate B41 on level 3. The lounge is a good size and well decorated. There are separate areas for lounging, eating or working, and a quiet relaxation area with individual loungers. The quiet pods are dimly lit and feature retro Air Canada posters. Behind the front desk are clean and modern restrooms. There's also 1 shower suite available upon request. To the right of the check-in desk is a business center with bright red Air Canada pod seats with built-in work desks. As you wander the lounge, you'll find couches, coffee tables, and a variety of conversation areas. This lounge offers a decent selection of food. For this morning, there was a selection of hot dishes, fresh fruit, some pastries, and a grab-and-go fridge with cold cuts. There were also pretzels, one last Bavarian treat before departing. We were in the lounge around 7 a.m. and it was not crowded at all. The lounge features self-service wine, liquor, and beer, both on tap and in bottles. There are also soft drinks, juices, and a coffee and tea station. Wi-Fi is available and it worked well. Air Canada's lounge at Frankfurt is a great place to relax before a flight. The decor is modern and feels very high-end. You can also use the Lufthansa business class lounges when flying Singapore. There are two in Terminal B. Both are open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. We had some extra time, so we headed over to the lounge just across from gate B45. This also happened to be the gate our flight is departing from today. The check-in is just in front of the elevator and spiral staircase. The lounge is on the upper level. This is a spacious lounge. There are plenty of seating types, phone booth rooms, and lots of charging options. At 7:30 a.m. it was quiet and there was plenty of space available. There's even a kids area featuring fun seating, a movie room, and even video games. This lounge features a food buffet with a few hot items, cold cuts, yogurt, fruit, and pastries. The food selection was okay, but not extensive. Another section along the wall had the self-service bar with beer on tap, soda, and coffee machines. The alcohol selection here was better both in quality and number of options than the Maple Leaf Lounge. The breakfast is very similar, but we found it to be slightly better in the Maple Leaf Lounge. There are standard bathrooms and 5 shower rooms. The Lufthansa Business Class Lounge features free Wi-Fi. There are also lockable luggage lockers so you don't have to drag your bags around. The entire outside wall of the lounge is floor-to-ceiling windows, but the views are of a passageway, so not great views of the ramp or runway. Both lounges are solid and in line with European business class lounges, which is to say good, but lagging behind the food and beverage selections of some other regions. We might give a slight edge to the Air Canada lounge due to its comfortable living room feel, whereas the Lufthansa lounge feels a bit more sterile. Alright, it's time to board this flight, so let's head to the gate. Our 8-hour and 23-minute flight today takes us 3,846 miles from Frankfurt International Airport to New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport on board a Singapore Airlines Boeing 777-300ER in business class. This is SQ-26, departing at 8:35 a.m. and arriving early in New York at 10:58 a.m. SQ-26 is a Fifth Freedom route and is a continuation of a flight that originated in Singapore, which continues on to New York after a brief stop here in Frankfurt. A Fifth Freedom flight is when a carrier flies between two countries that are not their home country. These require special permission from the countries the flight connects, and the carrier must originate in or be heading to their home country. So this Frankfurt to New York flight started off in Singapore last night. This morning's flight is departing from gate B45. Boarding started right on time. We assisted Trevor's parents during pre-boarding, but business class normally boards right after first class, and Singapore is great at dividing the boarding groups. This aircraft features 48 business class seats in a 1-2-1 configuration across 2 cabins. There's a smaller cabin up front just behind first class, which has 12 seats. The other 36 are behind the mid-cabin lavatories and galley. There are no overhead bins in the center, so the cabin is nice and spacious. This plane also features 4 first-class seats, 28 premium economy seats in a 242 configuration, and 184 economy seats in a 333. We are in the forward business class mini cabin today, in seats 12K and 14. There is no row 13. These are both window seats. Every seat is the same configuration, with the seat on the aisle and the console on the opposite side. The bulkhead seats in both business class cabins have a more open configuration. These seats can only be moved into 96 hours before departure if you call, or you can move into them during check-in. Each seat is 28 inches wide and folds flat, not how you'd expect, into a 78-inch fully flat bed. More on the bed in a moment. Waiting air seats is a large, soft decorative pillow. The rest of the bedding, including another large pillow, blanket, and mattress topper, are tucked away behind your seat. Slippers had also been set out. Toothbrushes and other essentials are stocked in the lavatories, but if you want an amenity kit or socks, you can request them. To the side of the seat is a universal power socket, HDMI port to stream your own content to the IFE system, and 2 USB-A ports. There is a panel you can lower to hide these. Above is an adjustable reading light, and to the side, a large open compartment. On the other side are 3 more reading lights in a variety of angles, and your seating controls. The armrest has another closing compartment, which holds a bottle of water and the noise-canceling headphones. There's also a literature compartment. The tray table pops up and out and is large and even height adjustable. This is a nice table, but you can't fully push it away and easily get out of the seat with it deployed. In front of the seat is a built-in shelf which works as a cup holder, a closing storage compartment, and a door which hides a small vanity mirror. Each seat has an 18-inch HD screen, which is bright and responsive. There is a Panasonic IFE remote control with a second screen. The IFE is not a touchscreen, but the remote is easy to use and works well. The screen can tilt a bit so you can have a better viewing angle while lying down. This is a great IFE system, which we'll take a closer look at in just a moment. The seat controls allow you to recline the seat, but in order to turn it into a bed, the back actually folds forward. The back of the seat has a mattress topper attached to it. The flight attendants are always happy to set up the bed. In fact, when they saw we were filming it, they insisted on making it perfect, complete with all of the amenities and a Singapore Airlines teddy bear. We know some people have mixed feelings about these business class seats. The part of the seat some people complain about is the footwell, which is at an angle. While it is a bit different, the pillows can be helpful in allowing you to find a comfortable reclined position. We find that the sleeping angle works, and it's really not much different from a standard reverse herringbone seat once you lay down. Even Trevor, at 6'4", has enough room. These seats provide a lot of shoulder room, which many business class seats don't have. If you're a side sleeper, you'll probably like these seats, although they are a bit on the firm side. On our outbound flight, Trevor was able to snag the bulkhead 11A, which does not have a footwell. If you'd like to see that seat, check out our other video, we'll link it in the description. If you do request an amenity kit, it includes a hand lotion, lip balm, and face mist from Le Labo. It also has a Ziploc bag that you can use in case you have to go through security somewhere where it's required, which is a unique touch. Overall, the design of the Singapore Airlines business class on both this long-haul 777 and their long-haul A350s is one of our favorites. The seats are very wide and spacious. The color and design is very soothing. While they don't have a closing door, these seats feel very private. After boarding, we were each personally welcomed on board by cabin manager Christopher. Macy, the flight attendant serving our aisle, came by to confirm meal orders. Pre-departure drinks were served. Options were apple, orange, or tomato juice. No sparkling wine today. We pulled back from the gate a little late due to de-icing and had a short taxi to the runway. It's a beautiful morning here in Frankfurt, so enjoy the view and we'll be right back. Singapore Airlines provides free Wi-Fi for premium cabin passengers. It worked once we hit 10,000 feet and the speeds were okay, but not great. The IFE allows you to sign into your KrisFlyer account, and you can favorite movies and TV shows and easily keep track of what you're watching, which is a great feature. This works across aircraft in their fleet. The IFE is one of the best in the skies and features hundreds of movies and TV episodes, as well as live TV. We also like that they tend to have full seasons of TV shows. This aircraft also has a moving map and flight tracker, which works very well. I did try out the noise-canceling headphones, and they worked well, but like most provided headphones, I tend to prefer my own. Dining on board is a bit of an experience. Singapore Airlines releases updates to their menus monthly, and you can look up your flight online on inflightmenu.singaporeair.com about 2 weeks prior to your flight. You can pre-order your meals through their website or app, and on most routes, you can also pick from their Book the Cook option, which has a range of options from around the world. Service starts with drinks and canapes. We ordered a couple of Singapore slings, which thankfully were catered on this route. This is a gin-based cocktail with cherry liqueur and pineapple juice. If you're ever in Singapore, this is a must. This flight features the famous Singapore chicken satay as a canapé. These are fantastic, and we always look forward to them. They're always a delicious treat with a slightly spicy, slightly sweet peanut sauce, and a nice char flavor on the chicken and the fresh veggies. The satay is not available on all Singapore flights, but when it is, enjoy it. While this flight takes off at 8:30 a.m., the meal on board is lunch. The table is then set with a linen tablecloth and flatware. Singapore does not use trays in their long-haul business class. Each course will be served to your table. This is a nice touch, and we wish US carriers would elevate their service to this level. Our starter today was a smoked salmon with wasabi creme fraiche served with fried capers, frisée, and broccolini. The fish was fresh and tender, and the smoke flavor was subtle. A bread basket was brought around, and I opted for a whole wheat roll. Trevor had a pretzel roll. Both were nice and soft. I ordered a glass of the Bordeaux red wine to go with lunch. We also like that Singapore provides a separate water glass during meals and is great about keeping these topped up. For the main course, I ordered off the Book the Cook menu and selected the chicken with massaman curry. I love this program. This dish is not the most attractive to look at, but most curries aren't. It was served alongside steamed rice and fresh vegetables and was good. This was restaurant quality food served at 36,000 feet. The rice was well cooked and the meat was tender with a good level of curry spice. Trevor also went with Book the Cook today and selected the fried tiger prawns with garlic chili sauce. This came with stir-fried Asian vegetables and egg fried rice. He enjoyed the dish. It had 4 large prawns and a sweet chili sauce. The vegetables were well cooked and had a good texture. The fried rice was tasty, particularly when the sauce was included. For dessert today, the options were lemon lime sorbet, Basque cheesecake, fresh fruit, or a cheese platter. The crew got creative with the dry ice. I had the sorbet, which was light and refreshing with a nice tart kick of citrus. I paired this with a double espresso. Trevor said he couldn't manage cheesecake this early, so he had the fruit plate. He reported the cantaloupe was a bit underripe, but it was refreshing. After the meal service, the crew came around offering chocolates. I was full, but Trevor indulged. I'll admit, they looked pretty good. About 2 hours before landing, there was a second light meal service. This meal you can't pre-order. There were 2 options today: a pulled barbecue pork sandwich with cabbage and bacon, or braised egg noodles with prawns and Chinese vegetables. We both ordered the noodles with prawns. This dish was served in a single tray with a beverage and a glass of water. Trevor opted for a coffee since we still have a long day ahead of us to get home after this flight. This was one of the best second meals we've had on a relatively short transatlantic flight. The noodles had a nice chewy texture and the prawns were fresh. There are 3 lavatories for the business class passengers. They're located between the forward mini section and aft larger section. The lavs are pretty nice and feature cloth hand towels. Singapore Airlines doesn't give out traditional amenity kits, but in the business class lavatories, you'll find toothbrushes, shaving kits, and other items. We also like to see the foot pedal to operate the lid to the trash. The crew kept these lavatories spotless during our flight, and we've experienced the same thing on other Singapore flights. In between the food, we both spend some time watching movies and TV shows and getting a head start on some work. I find these seats incredibly comfortable with plenty of space. Here I'm editing a Singapore Airlines flight review while on a Singapore Airlines flight. While we are fans of these business class seats, what sets Singapore Airlines apart is service. This crew was no exception. They are always friendly, inviting, and professional. Throughout this flight, the crew was proactive with drinks, food, and anything you might need. While editing some video, I asked for a glass of the Hibiki Japanese whiskey on board, and not only did they bring this out quickly, it was accompanied by some warm nuts. The crew checked in frequently to see if I wanted more, and I'll admit I may have had a couple. Singapore crews are some of the friendliest we've encountered, and they really do take pride in their work, and it shows. We were soon passing over Long Island. Enjoy our descent and landing into New York, and we'll be back to wrap things up. Upon landing, we had a quick taxi over to Terminal 4, which is the home to Delta Airlines and most of its SkyTeam partners, as well as many international carriers including Emirates, Etihad, and Singapore Airlines. We really enjoyed today's flight. Our expectations were high, and this crew delivered. Every flight on Singapore is an experience, and the journey is sometimes just as much a part of the adventure as the destination. This is a daytime flight, which comes in just over 8 hours and is a great daytime experience. It's nice to have some time to enjoy the seat, food, and service. As nice as the seat is, we do want to point out a few things to keep in mind. Singapore doesn't operate its own lounge in Frankfurt. If you really want to experience their best offering, fly or connect through Singapore. Their lounges at Changi are some of our favorites. That said, the lounges from Lufthansa and Air Canada were good options and provided a nice place to wait before our flight. The Singapore Airlines app and digital experience is okay, but nowhere near as good as the big US carriers such as Delta and United. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to stay up to date on our latest video releases. Both of these things really help out the channel. Also, if you'd like to support the channel even more, check out our channel memberships here on YouTube or over on Patreon. Both feature the same exclusive posts and content. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next adventure.